I'm the 2011-2012 Elizabeth Neuffer Fellow. Earlier, my research interest is looking at closing media spaces in Uganda and Rwanda. Just looking at the trend that has been happening, I think it's just important to research more on this and see what is happening and how can we as journalists work our way around it to still get the stories that need to be told. And then I'll also be doing internships at the Boston Globe and the New York Times during the 7-month fellowship. At one point, on the surface, it does appear that we have a lot of press freedom, like the journalists can really write a lot. They'll critique, the government programs, critique the president, and nothing happens. But then when they dig deeper, especially in cases of journalists doing investigative journalism, then that means that, they are somehow going to get onto stories which the government does not want out, and then there are cases, where either media houses are shut down or particular journalists are dragged to court, or they are taken to the internal security organizations for questioning and all of that. Early this year, we had a number of protests which were organized by an organization, Activists for Change. It was calling people to start walking to work. It was called the Walk to Work campaign, and the essence of it was to put pressure on the government to act, to intervene in the rising fuel costs. And the riots turned out violent. The government came down on the people with an iron hand. Different pictures in the press showed the leaders of the opposition being tortured, and then the tear gas. It's always been coming down hard on the people, trying to suppress the people, but the problem is not going away. And another big issue, which is related to the environment, is a proposal by the president to give out parts of a forest to a sugar company. This is not the first time but that is happening, and the trend has been that these proposals always come right after the election process. And so the thinking is that probably he made promises to the sugar companies, or they could have funded his campaign, and now it's payback. And this time he seems very unrelenting, and different people, environmental activists, are against it because the degradation of the forest will affect us. And the president has really come out and said, he's ready to go to war with whoever is opposing the giveaway of the forest. So those are some of the issues, that are burning now. In the past, we never had floods, but in the last couple of years, and the people are ill-equipped to handle it. And much as we have a ministry that deals with refugees and disaster preparedness, in most cases the ministry comes up to react to the problem and not, deal, with the issues in the beginning. There are communities in the eastern part of Uganda which have been victims to landslides. This is the second time. The first big landslide was last year, and very many people died and some were displaced. And much as the government is trying, to relocate them elsewhere, they don't want to go because they're like, this is the only home that they have known. So but all of this is linked, with the different encroachment on the environment that has been taking place. So I hope with the skills I've learned, when I go back home to arrange training with the different journalist groups I've been working with, because the important thing is to take the skills back home. So it's like we have trainings to improve on our reportage and to still cover the issues that need to come out.